Welcome to the TJ Pod, where Thomas Jefferson High School students share both the brilliance and the bias of our world, diving into world events from a scientific perspective, such as revelations in the field of cancer, to the development of technology and insights from our own students at TJ. I'm your co-host, Diana Soltani.
And I'm your co-host, Jonathan Baxter. Today we're diving into one of the most talked about topics of our generation, AI. It's shaping our world faster than ever, from self-driving cars to smart assistants, and diagnosing diseases to generating art. But along with its incredible potential comes a wave of challenges, questions about privacy, job loss that curbs the current government shutdown, misinformation, and even what it means to be human in a world run by algorithms.
In this first episode, we'll take a step back and ask, what is AI really doing for us and to us? We'll look at the positives driving innovation and the negatives sparking debate, and we'll hear voices from both sides of the conversation.
So plug in, power up, and let's explore the double-edged code together.
Okay, so first, I want to talk about opinions. Many of you know that, especially in the little chat box underneath YouTube, in the comments, I meant to say comments, well, there's a lot of opinions. They may be good, they may be bad. Most of them, I would say, are bad.
Yeah, everyone's
in this generation especially, I would say I see most of these comments on very popular social media platforms, such as TikTok.
Mm-hmm. TikTok is one of those ones where, especially for this generation, I believe that's what everyone uses. That's the new, one we all use. And the way when we put AI into this new thing, it's going to get targeted towards a wider audience because this is what our generation's using right now. So that's in my opinion, it's driving all the forces and emotions for this.
Mm-hmm. And before TikTok, there was Musical.ly, I believe. I wasn't in that generation of Musical.ly.
Nor was I.
Yeah, but now I'm in the TikTok generation, and I know what that is, and I'm kind of in that zone, in that plane of field.
I ain't in that zone.
Basically, I was watching a TikTok one day, and it was about this mother. She was preparing dinner for her child, and she was talking about, hey, I'm going to cut up some apple slices. I'm going to get some chicken nuggets from the freezer. I'm going to air fry them, give them to my kid. And then her kid laughs after all this, they're like, oh, I love the food, Mommy.
That doesn't sound like what a little boy would say.
I know.
Johnny ain't saying that.
Johnny ain't saying that. But after I watched the video, I was like, ooh, I should see the comments, because comments are always interesting. We as humans are very self-driven. We like to see other opinions. So I looked at the comments. They were all like, why are you making this for your kid? This is despicable. You're despicable. And some random person would say the 6'7" meme, as usual.
There's no escaping that. Even here, guys, this school full of nerds, yeah, you're going to hear it a lot.
Yeah, TJ. And afterwards, the most interesting thing I saw after I clicked on her page was an apology video from the mother saying that she's sorry for feeding her child certain foods.
Wow.
Just because someone said that. Now, also other things that I have seen that have sparked from TikTok would be the newly versed We Are Charlie Kirk AI song. Now, this is a very controversial topic. We won't get into those details, but it's the stem of AI. Now, what is AI doing? This is a very straightforward concept in some people's minds, but it's actually not. You know why? Because it's the thought of free speech. It may be bad, it may be good. It's like what we're talking about right now. As TJ students, we might not understand the topic fully, and most people might not agree with us. But there are sides of positives and negatives, and this is our freedom of speech. if that makes sense.
I see where you're going. I definitely agree with that. This AI can be both a double-edged sword at the same time. One of the topics that I always bring up is my dad showed me a Facebook image, and I don't know if I'm certain you all have seen it, but it's where the rabbits jump on top of a trampoline. It's like, how did all these rabbits get on this trampoline? I'm like, Dad, this is AI. He's like, no, this is not AI. And that's like, for me, it's a big one. Misinformation. There's a lot of happening. Sora AI.
Yes.
That's a big thing. Even like the students at school sometimes use it, but you just so much misinformation that can damage certain, I don't know, public images, brands. It's out of control.
Actually, our group chat for our I bet we have class together. Basically, there's this one guy that keeps posting Sora videos.
Yeah, he does a lot.
He does a lot. And I'm always surprised by that. And I want to know what's going on in his mind for doing that.
Wow.
But on that topic, at TJ, we don't know or not, well, in many schools actually, AI in the classroom is something that teachers and students might not know and understand fully. Actually, I was looking through an article, and it stated that AI use was detected in about 1 out of 10 assignments, while only 3 out of every 100 assignments were generated mostly by AI.
Wow.
And this was stated by Ariana Prothero. This was really interesting to me because at TJ, this isn't specifically directed at TJ, but at TJ, we have policies that say that teachers must moderate us, and they can check our homework to see if it's AI generated. But it's still really cool to see how certain people still think that this is really awesome and cool, and they're going to use it for their assignments still. Mm-hmm. And they kind of still get through that little gap of no. They still get through it. And I don't understand how that happens. You know?
Yeah.
There's also teachers using AI to create their assignments. If you're going to tell your student that AI isn't good, why use it yourself?
I mean, one thing I do think is good about the AI, especially for the education field, coding. Coding is a big one that it can also use a lot, and that can be helpful to people trying to learn how to code. It could also not be good because then it just does it for you, which is why maybe having a CS degree nowadays isn't worth as much as it was maybe like say 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like we have to think. We need to know how to do, because especially for education years K through 12, those are the years. It's not just do the assignment or not. Those years are the years that we learn how to do things, how we learn how to think. Those teachers aren't just giving us tests and quizzes. No, that's how it's preparing us for our future life and for future ventures that we have for ourselves. So by using the AI, we're losing that part of ourselves, and that's why many people may not have those skills nowadays, or may not fully learn the concept that they would have if they had not used AI.
Yeah, and many people don't understand the foundation of actual learning. It adds such a fundamental foundation to the base of yourself as a human, of your life. How are you going to communicate with people? How are you going to write essays? But the thing is, what will the future really behold? This is what scares me.
That's what the future generations decide. That's us.
Yeah, that's us, and also the younger people before us. It's a scary thought. Like, we're freshmen, and we're already talking about this.
But hey, even you guys watching right now, or not watching, you guys are the ones that can change and how the world is in the next couple of years, decades. It's all up to you.
Yeah. Going back to computer science. If my computer science teacher is watching this, I'm sorry. I don't really enjoy computer science. It's not my favorite field of study. I do enjoy, like, problem solving and finding out those, like, little tweaks in the code, but I don't like computer science. And that's just a thing for me. I love biology. My favorite field is biology. I want to be a neuroscientist, but not a computer scientist. But our teacher still says, use AI to help you to figure out those gaps. in what you might get wrong. And now, you might think that TJ kids are like really good at computer science. The computer science tests are so hard this year, you cannot even imagine.
Yeah.
Compared to base school, TJ is a whole another level. We just have like piles of rocks on our backs.
No, we knew that when we signed that we were gonna go to this school. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we came to the challenge.
Yeah. And that challenge is excellent. It's showing us the beauty of humanity and the beauty of learning. AI can't do that for you, except if you really want to understand a concept. So, yeah, just use it in moderation to learn, not to use it against topics that are your foundation. Such as you're writing an essay, you're going to use AI for writing the whole essay. What is that going to teach you in the long run, you know?
I've seen that in real life examples. I don't know what college it was, but they were graduating and they had the Jumbotron on, and this guy had his laptop out and showed that he ChatGPT or Gemini his entire last kind of essays. Like, guys, no. Like I said before, it's a test. It's hard. The teacher doesn't hate you. It's just they're trying to let your brain develop the skills and your thinking process. See, Diana likes to problem solve. That's something that she probably learned from either her parents or her teachers. That process, that growth is what needs to happen, and that growth is getting dodged and losing because we're highly relying on AI when we should be relying on ourselves, but also with a little bit of help from AI.
Yeah. Another quote that I want to mention is actually from a teacher. Now, Lauren Bollinger. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing her name, but she is a high school English teacher in rural Massachusetts. I'm actually going up there this winter, so I hope to meet you, Lauren. In her 7 years of teaching, she has also worked in urban and suburban schools. Now, she says, students using generative AI just typically paste in the bot's output as a large block of text. My course syllabi are clear that I need to access students' editing history to verify academic integrity. She also says, but last spring, students caught onto my strategy and began typing out AI-generated responses. This creates an artificial drafting history, which usually shows that the response was written in one sitting, in 15 to 30 minutes, without any significant revisions. Of course, this is nothing like human writing. Now, Lauren makes a really good statement there.
She does.
Students can't cheat the code.
No, they can't.
They can't. But the thing is, there are certain things teachers might not know.
Sure.
A student might even type it out in an hour, slowly, going backspaced and, typing the rest out.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't caught up to a very good solution.
No, we haven't. It's either yay or nay so far. Mm-hmm. And I think we need to just find that middle ground.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people watching this are, everyone uses AI at this point. Mm-hmm. We all know we use it. We just don't say it out loud because it also goes with that thought of social conformity. We want to seem like this good visual representation of ourselves. Yes, the prim and proper Victorian society.
Mm-hmm. I think, and at least it's a little off topic, but at least in this generation knows more about AI than probably any other previous generation because, companies such as Google, the search engines, they've been pushing all the AI. Nowadays, they won't even give you the straight answer when you type. When you search for something, it'll just give you a Gemini report. That can sometimes be annoying to people, but it also gives it, like I already said before, it targets and gives it to a wider audience, which most of the world, Google is what everyone uses. So, yeah. And now we're going to talk about AI for the homework, and this is specifically for teachers. A big thing that I like to go on about is how educators should disclose the AI to parents, students, parents' guardians, and other members of the IEP team. a big thing that I don't think this generation has is, my opinion personally, the parents don't really enforce a lot of rules more on the kids
Yeah.
nowadays. Like if you look back, let's say like the 70s, 80s, that generation is more, I don't want to say mature, but like more well formed, I will say.
Well-rounded.
Well, yeah, well rounded. Well rounded because I think back then there was like consensus around parents where like if your child did something wrong, you had to like teach them a lesson, or you had to tell them why that isn't good, especially for like when they're younger. I think another reason is like COVID. COVID kind of ruined that
Yes.
for especially those kindergartners. We will see that in a couple of next years, but that like specific generation of kids, the COVID kindergartners, they don't learn those social skills. I think some like parents just didn't teach them the necessary skills. Like we could say like homeschooling, but still that can still be brought up to like even us. Like some of our peers may or may not, but like things still need to be taught, like a lesson, and they need to be not let them loose.
Yeah. I also have a thought. I actually got this thought back. Our English teacher actually said that we are the generation where the parents actually like to push us out more.
Mhm.
Once we are 18, we're gone. Most of us are gone out of the house. They're like, go, bye-bye. And there's so much competitiveness in our generation. Opinions, AI, those can be used for competition, especially at TJ. I don't know if most of you guys know, but TJ has a really hard time with competition and overall like regulation of cheating.
Mhm.
Very hard time. That's actually very common in most competitive schools. Now, why is this? Is it the mentality, or students not getting enough support, or the teachers just bad? No, it's actually not.
I think one thing that like makes it people write off that teacher's very competitive is the very first thing they think about, the process of getting to the school. We only think of like very certain people, and that's from multiple counties in Virginia, Northern Virginia. And that alone just shows that it's competitive to get into here.
I've also seen that TJ has had no fights. Let me tell you, no fights compared to base schools.
It's true.
We only see mental fights. Not physical, mental.
It's true. Also.
It's a battle of yourself against other people, your county, like Fairfax, for example, the county that we're in, and just getting to that first place spot. You always want to be first place. Like at TJ, it's always a competition. But the thing is, with that competition comes that want, that urge to use something to get you forward.
Mm-hmm.
That's where AI comes in. We use AI to cheat most of the time. And cheating is just a form that we use when we want something so bad that we just want to run. We grab our claws and like just pounce on it. Especially those tests, we want to get that high GPA. What's your GPA? What's your GPA?
I don't want to
Like,
tell
that's
them. I don't want to tell them. I think it's kind of the mentality like early bird gets the worm. We want to be the top of our classes. For some of us, that's our mentality. Some of us, that's not. That is me. But I agree with what Diana's saying about this. This mentality that we have to be the best of the best. And just because we come to a school just because I think some people may misinterpret what this school is, that yes, it's full of smart people, but it's not just to be, this isn't where the best of the best is. It is for some of them, but it's just a different way of learning. Like I've said previously, it's just we learn differently ways how our process to think, how we can express our own opinions and ideas, and those skills we may greatly more build upon in, say, this school than maybe our old base high school, just because of that thinking and the teaching and the atmosphere of the school.
Yeah, I would definitely say that. I found the beauty in theater arts at TJ. Actually, Jonathan.
Yeah, we both
yeah,
are in it, yes.
We are both in it.
Shout out to TJHSST Productions, yes.
Yeah.
We're looking out for you guys. And hey, if you want to come see us, we have 2 shows in January.
Exactly. Virginia High School League, I love the theater that we're currently doing. I'm actually playing the main role for the play that we're actually doing, Reservations. I believe people can see it while we're doing competitions.
Yes. Late January.
Late January. I think January 30th or 31st. But it's just restored so much happiness to me. Theater is something that us as humans need to build upon. And that actually takes us onto the track. Tilly Norwood, the AI actor.
No, we're going to know a lot out on this one.
Tilly Norwood!
I'm sure
Wow.
you guys seen the news.
Yeah. A lot of actors are upset. A lot of actors are just thinking
disgusted.
Disgusted. They think that this is absurd. This is also a topic to highlight upon because AI is basically the foundation of Tilly Norwood. Not AI, but Tilly Norwood is the foundation of AI. Wait, no. Opposite.
Yeah. I think the film industry, the drama industry, all those type of industries, they have the right to be in uproar. It's the same thing as, like, say, the CS people, IT people. The fact that an AI can take over your job, or a machine in general, like factory workers, their jobs getting taken away by machines. This is just the same thing, but for actors, they work their butt off. I've seen videos of how actors get into their characters and stuff. And I tell you, it's very hard to get into those characters, and you prepare very much hard for even auditions. You might not even get the role, but
so difficult.
They go really in depth for the auditions. But the fact that you can find out that this AI generated person can take your role after all that hard work that you've done, they have the right to be in uproar. They should be mad. This shouldn't even exist.
It's just taking the whole concept of humanity away. Why are we doing this if we have computers that are just doing it for us? What? This is completely absurd.
Doesn't make sense. The film industry itself is... I know this is a little bit off topic, but this film industry itself has already seen tons of comments about AI, and it's been an uproar from the internet and from people. An example I like to use is Lionsgate. Lionsgate fired all their animation team, I think. I think this is true. I need to double check, but Lionsgate fired all their most of their animation department, and now they replaced it just with AI.
Oh my goodness, I did not know that.
It's insane. And the same goes, I think Disney or Lucasfilm did a press conference, and they tried to show them using AI, and they even show videos of it. They tried to do, if you know what it is, I think it was an AT-AT, or it was some Imperial droid. That thing didn't even look like what it was supposed to be. Just the use of AI, I think every company just wants to use it because it's like the buzzword, I'll say. Everyone wants to use it because everyone knows what it's about.
Actually, at TJ, we've been reading American-Born Chinese for 9th grade. It's our iPad, which is our specific class. American-Born Chinese is a novel. I bet you guys have all heard of it, most of you at least, by Jin Luen Yang. He highlights how he had this friend, an animator, that was, I think, working at Disney. I'm not sure.
You worked at Pixar and you worked on It's a Bug's Life.
A Bug's Life. Sorry, I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. But basically, on A Bug's Life, he spent a 10-hour daily shift just working on a bug's arm. And over a period of, I think, 16 months or
6
so?
months.
6 months.
So that's 6 months of his life gone.
Just due to bugs rolling a rock on the ground, which is crazy, just animating that. After a 10-hour shift one day, his boss came in. He was like, I don't want the hand moving this way, I want the hand moving like this. If AI takes that learning possibility from us, what is the purpose of us?
That's the big question.
What?
Yeah, we as a society need to understand that we previously mentioned this. I keep saying we previously mentioned that we need to, as society grows, we've seen this, we've progressed as a society. We've learned new things, we've learned how to do certain things. We're like the stock market, I'll say. We're
Good
going
analogy.
very high right now, right? Back in the day. Right now I feel like we're either in a slow stunt growth or we're like slowly going down. And that could be one of the reasons, could be AI. That, like Diana and I have mentioned previously, we're not getting the information that we need. Somebody is telling us how to do it, and it's like, let's say CS, you're in a CS class, right? Computer science. You don't know how to code, and you have this guy next to you, and you ask him, hey, can you help me with this code lab that we have to do? He says,
Hey, buddy, can you help me with this? I don't know.
he says, sure I can, and he gives it to you. And then the next day you ask the same thing. And the next day, and the next day. That's kind of like how I think in my eyes, how we use AI. We eventually do it once. We see the outcome is great. We think it'd just be easier just to do it. So we rely and depend on it too much.
Also, the dopamine rush that comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
After you use AI, you solved a code, for example, you feel that dopamine rush. It's like, wow, I completed this so fast. I could never do this on my own. Let me use it again. That also goes with our brains. I watch Andrew Huberman in his podcast. He's a neurologist at Stanford. I greatly admire him. I want to be like him someday. But yeah, it's the dopamine rush that comes with it, and that many people highlight upon. They just love and like salivate over that greatness of AI.
I feel like it's like, sorry to cut you off, but I feel like it's just cutting corners, basically.
Yeah.
And that's where that dopamine effect comes in.
Yeah. And also, said by Coleman from an article, we don't want the loss of individualization. I'm sorry, I'm really bad at that word. AI can help you produce a draft, but it should not be your final draft.
It should be, for instance, like say you're doing a project, right?
Mm-hmm.
It should, the AI itself, you should use that as like sort of an idea or a baseline. From there you should build upon that to get your own ideas, add it, your own personal take on it or anything. But I think we're just missing those last two steps. We're just cutting to the chase, just using what? Gemini, ChatGPT, every other AI is using.
It makes us feel good mentally, and that's not a good thing. And mental health is something that is talked about more and more these days, but nothing much is ever really done about it. With suicide rates on the rise, especially in our generation, the moment is now or never to act. Sources of Strength is an international nonprofit initiative whose goal is exactly that: to prevent suicide and educate students, staff, and parents. We've got you, parents, about mental health. Between campaigning, making lessons, using social media, and more, Sources of Strength is one of the most effective programs toward reducing suicide, with a recent study mentioning that this program reduced suicide rates by 29%. Wow. And that was found from the American Journal of Preventive Medicine by Jan in 2025. This project, specifically at TJ, please join, will help students, staff, and parents work towards learning about their strengths that they can rely on, when to reach out for help, and to recognize when someone is deeply struggling about something that they might not show on the outside. In a rigorous school such as TJ, of course, this is vital towards having a safe, happy school community, even with all the stress of work, tests, plus normal high school drama. Base schools, we've also got you. But they can't accomplish this without help. Sources of Strength is student-led, after all. And the principal leaders are all inviting you all to apply now at the link that is at our Instagram at TJHSST. I'll just say that in words, not words but letters, at TJSOFS, since it's a bit confusing. Or at this link, which is going to be like right here. And join this team to make this our reality, not just one person's, our reality as a community, as our nation. If you're watching this outside, well, you might not apply, but yeah. Applications are due December 19th, and they hope to meet you and work with you soon. Thank you.
So, one other thing that we can go into is how this doesn't set off anyone else's Alexas, but I was reading this article and it's saying that for this crime investigation in a house, this house had an Alexa, right? Mm-hmm. Like the kind of Echo Dot things that have a camera.
I forgot. I just have the regular Alexa, like the round one, not like the tall one.
They were saying that, I don't know, it was the police was using the Alexa's recording because it hears you. It doesn't have like an off and on switch because it's awaiting your every command. Sorry if I got Charles Alexa's talking.
Beetlejuice.
No. But, and then they find out that they didn't even know that it's on the entire time. And that type of thing is kind of worrying to me because same thing goes for like the Sora AI, or when you ask ChatGPT to make a picture of you, it takes in your entire like picture and it can just mimic or change it to whatever it wants. Once again, the rabbit's jumping on the trampoline. That's a big one for misinformation. And can you tell the difference between what is man and what is computer?
Yeah, it's terrifying, honestly. Thinking that something computer generated, well, also human generated, humans made AI, of course. It's not like a random species of rat made it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just terrifying. Us as humans made this to maybe even track humans in their progression in society, to get those statistics that we need. And that's the thing that we need to focus on. We shouldn't let other people track us like animals, honestly. Like animals. We as humans should be able to know when this progression needs to stop. And I think it's getting to that point where we need to turn the switch off. We need to calm down a bit, since the things that I see on certain social media platforms, of course social media platforms have a lot of differences. There's a lot of leftist and rightist social media platforms, and you guys can find that out by just searching up like leftist versus rightist social media platforms. They have a lot of different opinions. Also, the government shutdown. The government shutdown was so terrible. Oh my goodness. Many families, I heard, didn't have much food for weeks, couldn't buy anything for weeks, just because Congress could not pass out legislation. I'm actually talking about that in congressional debate, which I'm going into tomorrow, about government shutdown regulation. Major cause.
It is something. Also, good luck with that competition.
Thank you.
I think it always happens every term. Something government will always be shut down. Just how long will it take until it ends? Congress, you can't just blame it on itself. It's a long process. Not everyone's gonna win. You just gotta learn how to cooperate and
flexibility.
Yeah.
In schools too, in workplaces too, Congress, government buildings, everything. Honestly, flexibility is the foundation of humanity. At least one of them. Because you need to know how to cooperate in order to get what someone else wants or what you want.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, sometimes we even use AI to do that cooperation for us.
She's gonna have to put it in there somewhere.
Now, AI in online information. So, AI can be used as a tool for growth, of course, if we use it in moderation. Now, I was actually asking our new counselor, I won't state his name for his privacy, of course, but he actually went to Johns Hopkins University, studied there, and I found it really interesting. And I asked him, what is your take on AI? He said, AI, social media, it should all be used in moderation. If you use it too much to the extent that you are feeling like you're ecstatic about it, you're just like using up all your life in that tiny little app, for example, ChatGPT, Gemini, don't use it. Especially for me, when I use my phone, something just happens to me. I don't know what it is, but I feel this urge that I want to be in that safe space, that little app, for example, TikTok. I'm on there a lot, in a bad way.
That's not good.
That's not good. And I realized that. And my mom actually takes my phone afterwards. A lot of like my friends were wondering like, oh, why is your phone being taken away? Why can't I chat with you? I can't control myself when I'm watching it. That's the truth about TikTok. TikTok has a system that I think it's AI. And it just tracks down what you like. It gets you into that loop where all you can see is TikTok, 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 TikTok.
Mm-hmm. I think another one is also like screen time. Screen time is like a huge thing. Mm-hmm. This generation's, I wouldn't be surprised if if you go on their phones and you go in their settings, you see their screen time.
Oh,
be skyrocketing.
All those YouTube videos, they're like, 14-hour screen time. Now I'm going to reduce it by reading books for 14 hours. You're not reducing it. Trust me, you know. And, all these YouTubers are making, like, videos about how they like AI. Well, some YouTubers. I actually watched this one YouTuber talking about bioterrorism and AI, and he made a really good point. China, Russia, all these countries, main powers, are progressing in AI. They can use that AI to harm us as individuals. And that's also why we should use it in moderation. If we as individuals are demolished, there's nothing else to recompensate for that. And there's also so many wars. I think that eventually AI, unfortunately, will be used for a war. Because some countries just, they don't care. They're like, okay, children.
Cybersecurity and cyber warfare is going to be heavily used in the next couple of battles. That's the big thing. Everyone's building up on it, like Diana said. Every country's trying to stock and pile up on it, trying to get advantage, because the greatest thing a nation can fear from another enemy is that they have the other upper hand.
Yeah, exactly. And also, climate change is actually a very good topic to talk about this. I think some countries are actually doing a very good thing using AI for climate change. That's a very positive resource. They're basically, I know China's way ahead than the US in the climate change, the current debate on climate change and how they're actually using technology to find how to limit climate change. And I think that's great for China and for other countries that are actually doing that. I thought it was Poland or Norway, I'm not sure which one. Actually, I went to Denmark 2 summers ago. Very awesome country. Great people. Definitely go there. Great food. I will say that. My dad actually lived in Denmark for 18 years of his life. We went there. And as soon as I got off the plane, I saw wind power machines. They did just solar power machines everywhere. And I was like, wow, why don't we do this at the U.S.? Do we just not have time? Do we not care?
I remember when I was moving from where I previously lived here to Virginia, I went through Arizona and I used to see the wind turbines.
Wow, Arizona.
Yeah, or Arizona, somewhere in there in the west. But I think for what you're talking about, is just the different areas. There is places that I'm sure we use them in, but maybe not to the level degree that, let's say, Denmark has because of its geography or weather, for instance.
Yeah. I also want to highlight that AI is actually very good for business growth. And businesses, of course, I think they should be allowed to use AI in certain terms. It's so hard to track everything during business. It's just a bunch of statistics laid down on your table, and you're like, what is this? And you try to put them together piece by piece like a puzzle. From an article from online degrees sandiego.edu, I believe, it says artificial intelligence, which is AI, is a powerful tool for significant growth across personal, professional, and economic spheres by boosting efficiency, enabling data-driven decision-making, driving innovation, and personalizing experiences. Its ability to process vast amounts of data and automate tasks helps businesses and individuals achieve more with less effort. But I think that's just a great point. Also, AI can predict consumer behavior and trends, not necessarily saying that this is valid or correct in every scenario, but this is certainly useful for our generation. And AI is highly proficient at obtaining and analyzing large volumes of data, as I previously said, and pulling actionable insights that are beyond human capacity. This capability allows businesses to make more informed and strategic decisions.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I can put it into words, but with how much we hate on it, we do know that there is some upsides to it. Like, for instance, we can talk about the growth of the internet. It's a great thing. Everyone can communicate great. There is some drawbacks to it, obviously, and I'm sure everyone else knows about them. But in itself, we've achieved greater things than we have previously before it was created. And the same thing is about AI. AI has always existed. It's just, well, not always existed, but we've always had it in our minds about it. It's just, do we push it in a way where where bad consequences can happen, or do we push it in a way where it's useful for everyone and there's no misjudgment or terrible things happening?
Actually, one of the fathers of AI, I'm sorry if I mispronounce their name, Yoshua Bengio, went on TED Talk, and he talked about how AI is deceiving us. He's one of the fathers of AI, and he's talking about AI deceiving us? And he also talks about using it in moderation, how in his life he took so much to get that one piece of AI. And AI is like, it shouldn't be our hardware. It should be that little tiny disc that we use if we have like a little malfunction in our heads. Think about like computers, yeah. But there are catastrophic risks in AI that should lead this generation and the generations further to think about a safer path, a safer landing in general. All I can think about is that biological warfare subject. Like, we had mustard gas. How can you get worse than mustard gas? Well, you can, obviously. That's just terrible to think about. But AI, still, positive aspects. It is revolutionizing industries and daily life, driving innovation, boosting efficiency, and like solving complex problems across healthcare, finance, agriculture, and more. We need it, but we need it in moderation.
True.
Also, this is a big controversy. Goes back with like acting, animating. Disney sparked backlash at the CEO, Bob Iger, and said that who said that the company is to allow AI generated content. What do you think about that, Jonathan?
Wow, that's a big question. I'm sorry, Mr. Barbiger. I love your company. I love what your company has done. Except when you did Star Wars. I will never forgive you for that. But I remember there's a live action Moana coming out. And they actually just released a teaser trailer for it. And there was some rumors going around where they had this native Hawaiian or Pacific Islander. Huge dude. He actually looks like he could have been Maui. And they said that what they were originally going to plan to do for the live action remake of Moana, which is too early in my opinion, is they were going to let the native Hawaiian do all the body work and everything for all these scenes. And The Rock himself signed an agreement saying that he would allow himself to be CGI head on top of this actor. Why would he allow that? I do not know. That is a good question for you, Dwayne. But the fact that they could have actually done that, to me, is just sad for that one native Hawaiian. Because if you look at him, dude looks like he could be Maui. Like, we don't need the Dwayne anymore. But that just would have taken all the effort away. It wouldn't have been The Rock who did all the work. No, it would have been the native Hawaiian. Which, props to you, man. You looked great in that outfit.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, these things just... No. Yeah. The same could be said about... Oh, I'm going to get into this, but Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Darth Vader. Yeah, bad stuff happened with that, using AI. And like Diana said previously, it needs to be used in moderation. Because if we don't have somewhat of a cage around it, or some uniform unity, it gets out of hand. Chaos ensues. Yeah. Chaos is okay, but when it's too much, it's not okay.
Yeah. I also wanted to talk about how, progressive Disney movies, Pixar, this one was Pixar. Elio? I think Elio was Pixar?
Yep, that is Elio's worst performing box office.
It was terrible. Snow White movie. We don't even talk about that. Disney needs to stop making remakes. It just feels like AI now. Oh, also, the Taylor Swift song, the new album, I forgot, Showman or something. I'm sorry, all Taylor Swift fans. I just can't know the names of all of them. It sounds like AI.
Does it? I haven't listened to it.
It sounds like the AI lyrics. They just don't match up with Taylor Swift's original lyrics, her creation of lyrics. It doesn't sound like them. And just Disney. I want to go back to Disney. Disney with art is sort of recreating the same art style, but making it in a more, I would say, AI format.
I don't know how she's avoided this topic, but we're going to talk about when you wish upon a star. Yes, wish.
I'm wishing upon a star that AI is used in moderation.
Wish.
Disney, do not make more remakes. I am completely done. As a TJ student, please just take my word. Do not make more. Your business is going to crash if you make more. People have already told you in your comment section. They have reminded you in multiple videos across multiple social media platforms that they do not want this same art style. They do not want this same remake. But you still do it.
We look at companies like Sony, for instance. Yes, K-pop Demon Hunter fans. It's Into the Spider-Verse fans. It's heavily stylized. Everyone likes to see it because it doesn't look AI. It's its own thing.
Yeah.
And then you look at what Disney tried to do for their 100th anniversary. I still haven't watched it yet. Is Wish. And I keep hearing comments that it's made out of AI, the script and all that stuff.
Some of the frames are just completely terrible. I was watching a video on the animation frames. Not good. Just not good. I don't know if the animators are becoming lazy or... Lazy equals AI, of course, most of the time. Especially in school, too.
Of course.
But they shouldn't be doing... This is taking all the enjoyment out of life in general.
Mm-hmm.
Our lives are supposed to be spent figuring out ways to solve problems, not figuring out ways to solve problems.
I see.
You know?
I think I can get that around the tongue twister.
I got you there. But yeah.
I'll give you a 3-minute warning, so we can stop at 3:45 so we don't have time to activate it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we want to wrap it up. Like we say to every point.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go. You want to? So, to wrap up with y'all, and thank you for you all to listening to this.
Thank you.
This first episode. We hope to continue with this. AI is the double-edged sword. It's helpful. It can help us create new things that may have not even been possible before. But when misused and misjudged, consequences are going to happen. And
We're not gonna like them.
no, we aren't. So, it's up to us. You who are listening, you who are not listening, to think about it. Before you use something, before you use, let's say, AI, think about it. Would I normally do this? Is this something that is good? Something kind? Something that may be perceived so that nobody hates it?
Yeah. Something that you want in the future to impact your children, your future generations. Not AI. Please, take our word, not AI. But anything you want to wrap up with?
No, but I want to say thank you all for listening.
Yeah.
And this is Jonathan.
And this is Diana. This was our first TJ podcast for the TJ Pod. And this is the episode, this is the end of the episode. AI, friend or foe. We hope to see you later.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.